So we will do this interview, and for everybody, anybody watching it, that was like our second attempt because silly me, and thanks to Skype for malfunctioning. But anyway, here we are again, and thanks to Mike, to be so kind, to do it again. So the first, the first question, I know it sounds silly because it's like every interview you will read or review, with the unknown or less known or obscure, call it as you want, band or project, is like starting with that, but I will follow the rule, so I'm asking anyway. So what can you tell us about yourself, and what's your journey from like actually the metal discovery, the discovery of the metal as a genre, up to the the transformation to grindcore musician?
Wow. It's just like, I suppose I got into metal. I first heard Slipknot, Soulfly, late 90s, early 2000s kind of, just your standard metal, really. I mean, you could call it new metal, I suppose.
Yeah, it's a new metal, I would say, yeah.
I hate that label, though, because to me, early Slipknot is some of the most abrasive music out there. I mean, if you listen to the production, that's what done me. As a Slipknot self-titled, even today, I think that's one of the best produced albums. That and Iowa, and that just changed my life.
To be honest, I will admit I'm not a Slipknot fan or new metal, but I don't mind. I can. I'm guilty if somebody wants to charge me with that with with listening to Linkin Park, for example. Yeah, I'm all for that. I have no problem with that. But yeah, I see. As a new metal goes, it's the oversaturation of the genre, So obviously, as with the death metal, with every genre in the world, there's always like being saturated with maybe not so talented band, and so yeah. So I see why people are put off, by new metal label as such.
I think as soon as you stick that label, new metal, on a band, everyone just immediately is turned off by it, But there's some great. I mean, if you listen to the band, I don't know if you've heard Vane. They released an album.
No, I never heard them.
Listen to Vane, man, because you could argue that is as new metal as it gets, but at the same time, it's so ferocious. Like, it's got all the elements of new metal. He sings occasionally. It's got all the weird sounds, strange song structures, but it's like, it's just so abrasive. I love that. Anyway, that's a new thing.
Yeah. So, and you mentioned before, that your transition, to the extreme metal was with bands like Nazum.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I say Nazum. I mean, I wouldn't be able to even tell you the name of a song.
Yeah.
But nowadays, I don't even bother remembering song names because I listen to so many new bands. I mean, I go on tour.
Yes, you're right. Yeah.
So there's just too many bands to actually catch up. But I suppose the first real dip into extreme metal would be the Black Dahlia Murder, which is still probably my favourite band, even though I don't like to say I've got a favourite band. But just when I heard that, I think Funeral First was the first song I heard off their first album, Unhallowed. And fuck me, I'd never heard anything like it, It's just so brutal. And I was like, wow. Melodic, fast, that's the sort of shit I love. From there, I mean, I've got to say as well, Strapping Young Lad, that changed my life as well. When I first heard that, I was at college. I think it was the Alien album, and fuck me, I've never heard anything so. Production, I love production, is what I love. I think that makes or breaks an album.
Yes. By the way, that's an interesting question because you mentioned melodic, like a melody. How important it is for you, like a melody in the song?
Not always important. I suppose it is, isn't it? But I mean, like the songs I'm writing at the moment, they're just horrible. They're just noisy. I prefer my projects to be as noisy as possible, but I suppose some of the songs have got a bit of melody in. I can't think of one off the top of my head, but maybe Vermin. No, I don't suppose that has either.
Yeah. So
I listen to a lot of stuff. Like, I mean, at the moment, I'm really loving. I've always been a big fan of Oasis, so I do love melody.
Yeah.
I love the old sort of rock, but I don't know, man.
Well, there's nothing wrong with liking, you know, different genres, you know. So you will be surprised what I'm listening, you know, sometimes, you know. So that's okay. But you mentioned, and we're going there. You know, you mentioned previously you've been in a shoegaze band called the Virtues. Can you tell us something more about that? What was the experience?
It's very strange actually, because I was on I hadn't been in a band before, like a proper one. We'd rehearsed and we never got anywhere with other band metal things. I wanted to be in a band, and I said, right, I'm just gonna look on this website, see if there's anyone local. And it turns out there's fuck me, or what? Sorry, right at there was a guy, a drummer that lives literally. I could throw a stone and hit his house from my house, you know. And I was like, fucking hell, didn't know there was any bands in my village, you know. I live in the middle of fucking nowhere. Yeah, it was really cool, and I literally went down there for a tryout to play bass. And I'm actually more of a guitarist, bass, but I had a bass, and I thought, fuck it, I'm gonna go to this. And yeah, it just clicked straight away. They said they just thought I looked the part. I think they think I looked cool.
That's good, yeah.
And I dress funny. I think they just thought I looked the part for the band, because I could barely fucking play anything, you know. I'm self-taught, you know. I don't know any music theory or anything. I just picked up a guitar one day and just did my own thing. So I was probably playing everything fucking wrong, but
maybe that's the charm, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, and then it all kind of I started to not really enjoy the gigging, because I don't know, I'm not very good on stage. I used to have to get a few beers in me, you know, before I could enjoy it. And you know, sometimes, like we won a competition called the Berry Sound, which is like a local Suffolk kind of competition. And well, I don't know how the fuck we won that, because well, I thought we sounded terrible that night, but my girlfriend at the time said we sounded great. But you know, I was nervous as shit there, man. Like,
well, yeah, that's understandable, yeah.
I went for 3 shits before we went on, you know. Stomach burn, I had to have like 4 beers.
Yeah. Well, it's definitely different to go to the gig as a fan, as a listener, and to be you know, performing, definitely.
Oh, dude, it's a totally different thing, man. Yeah, but we so after that, like, we did a few gigs, but I kind of I don't know, I wasn't really enjoying it. It's not my kind of genre, you know.
Yeah, well, that's really the point. If you're not living the genre, you know, you can't really enjoy it. You know, it's hard to be a performer for that. So why the Virtue split? Because obviously I know that they are split up now.
Yeah, well, there was a problem with one of the old guitarists, Charlotte. I really got on with Charlotte, actually. I think me and Charlotte, we got on really well. But the other guys in the band, there was one guy in the band, they didn't really get on. And then she was replaced with James, and he's a great guy. He's just so funny, and he fit right in the band, you know. And it just clicked from there. Like, everything was perfect. But you know, I was having doubts at the time, and I just felt like they could go further if they had someone. I just feel like they was.
I can't hear you now. Sorry about that.
You can't hear me?
Yeah, now I can hear you, because I think it was just the signal sound.
Oh, shit, hang on, there's a car coming.
No worries.
I didn't see many cars.
Oh yeah, no, it's okay. Now it's okay. Yeah, I can hear you now.
I'm sort of going onto like not a main road, but there's probably be more cars here, so I'll let you know if the cars come.
Yeah, no worries. Yeah. Yeah, so basically, so that's why you split up, yeah, as a band, the Virtues, because
but like after we split, the band just got better and better. So I feel like in a way it was meant to be, you know, because Callum, he replaced me on bass, and he's so good on stage. I used to go see their shows. I go to all of the shows, you know.
Yeah.
And fucking one time they had me up on stage and they to play a song, but I hadn't played them in fucking God knows how long. I think I'd left the band for a year, and they were like, "Dude, you're coming up to play a song." I don't know what the fuck I was doing. Probably playing it all wrong, but they had me up there, so I had to do it. But, you know, that was fun. I mean, but then I don't know what happened really. I think they all had other commitments, like the Kieran, the lead guy and vocalist, I think he had another. Did he have a kid or did he have another kid? I think he had 2 kids, and I think he just wanted to focus on his life. And
yeah, that's when life happens. Yeah, that's usually the way to go.
yeah, I think everyone just had other commitments. I think Callum went to Brighton. I think James did as well. No, James stayed in Fair. I don't know. But everyone just sort of split apart, really. It's a shame because if you go on Spotify, you can hear the last 2 releases, and they were fucking great.
Yeah. So after that, did you just decide to go on and just create music on your own, or what was the reason to start Gut Drill?
I don't know, really. I had like, I don't know. I always did record like songs for myself. I've got probably 50 songs which I'll never release because I think they're shit. But they're too shit to release.
Yeah.
But I like them. And then one day I listened to I think I heard like Nails, and I just loved how raw it was.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd already heard raw stuff, but I just loved the production of that particular album. And then I thought, you know what, I'm going to record something. So I did, and the way I record it generally comes together in like a few days. I'll write and record it, and it'll just sort of happen. I'll just release it. There's not of thought process.
Yeah.
Probably why they sound so underproduced.
Well, there's not really critique of the quality because as people might know, might know not, but I spent quite a long time to do reviews of the noisecore or gore noise releases. So talking about the production, the sound quality is quite a nonsense there. So obviously I'm used to it.
Yeah, that's true. It's part of the deal, though, isn't it? It's
I would say that the grindcore should be the dirty, in the sound should be non-conforming to the over polished production,
recorded on a potato.
As I usually say, if you're in a grindcore band and you spend a month in a studio to record an album, there's something wrong with you then.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. So you started in July 2017 and you released tracks Cursed and a Wretch, according to the Bandcamp information. And then you put them together and release them as your first release. And how was the response from the public, or was there any response for your initial material?
Not really. I kind of I didn't think anyone would listen to it, to be honest. Just my mates. I put it up with a couple of my mates who listen to metal, and it was kind of an experiment, really.
Yeah.
I did send it off to a Grindcore channel.
On YouTube, I know that, yeah.
And Gore Grinder, and they played it, and I got about 1,000 listens, I think, and I was quite impressed with that. But people actually listen.
That's not bad, yeah. Yeah. So.
It did all right. No one bought it.
Yeah. Next question, and I see that there's quite a break in your activity. Uploading. I don't know about what activity you were playing, but the next song, or there was a EP, was recorded and uploaded on March 2018, and it was called "A Shit for Brains."
Oh yeah.
And there's a note that it was recorded on potato. What did you mean by that?
Well, it's just underproduced, isn't it? It's just a bit crap. Well, looking back now, I mean, it sounds all right. I mean, I was using just basic amp sims and stuff, I say basic, I was using Audio Assault, and they're fucking brilliant. But, everything's being done on the lowest of fucking budgets.
Yeah.
I've put in almost zero money into this. I'm scrounging and shit. I can find free VSTs online, just stuff like that.
But this is this DIY ethics in grindcore still. So yeah. So yeah. I would say that there's a right way to do it. And what can you tell us about the songs on the Shit for Brains EP?
I'll have to remember what they are. Dead Inside is track 1. That was again we spoke about this before, but I'll say it again because we weren't recording. But Dead Inside and Shit for Brains, songs off the album. They're I had a rough breakup at the time with my ex-girlfriend, and I was feeling pretty low, you know. So Shit for Brains is about how I felt afterwards. I felt like I have shit for brains, you know, because I felt like nothing was really wrong, but I was clearly wrong. You know? So at the time, I felt like I had shit for brains, you know. And dead inside, I just felt dead inside. You know what I mean? For a little while.
Yeah, that's relatable. Yeah.
But yeah, I suppose the other songs are mainly political.
Yeah, that's what I want to ask about that. You know, because a year after, and you look at year after year after year. So we're in May 2019 now, and you released a new song called "Big Nation," and obviously there's a political reference to that.
Yeah, mainly about the Tory party, but politics in general. I'd say I don't follow politics as such, but obviously being on social media like Facebook and stuff,
you can't escape that, obviously, yes.
And everyone's got an opinion, you know. So I thought, fuck it, I'm gonna just slam a few songs out like about that. But Pig Nation was more, again, it just sort of happens. I recorded the main riff. I think I was listening to a band, Basement Torture Killings.
Yeah.
Have you heard of them? If you haven't heard of Basement Torture Killings, look them up because they're fucking incredible live as well.
Yes.
I was listening to them, and one of the riffs on the song Ratcatcher, I thought, oh, that sounds so cool. So I don't want to say I copied, but I kind of took inspiration from that riff.
That's better. Yeah.
Riff. The rest of the song I wrote in like an hour, recorded it in like 2 hours, and then released it. It was just it all happened so quick, you know. The lyrics, I'm shit at lyrics as well. I try and get that bit done as quick as possible. I'll record everything. I'll write the lyrics afterwards. You know, And what can you write about when you're trying to write quickly? I thought, what makes me pissed off? Politics, you know.
Yeah, and again, but that was not a year now, you know, because it was from May to January. So January this year, you put out another track called "Tories Come." So obviously, I think the title says it all.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you still pissed with the Tory party.
Oh, always will be. I don't understand why anyone could trust a fucking word that comes out of their mouths. Like, I mean, that song came out in the Brexit campaign.
Yeah.
And, while that was going on, and I could not believe that people were listening to the crap coming out of that cunt's mouth, and actually they're saying, yeah, he's lying, but Corbyn's a terrorist, you know. But like, if you actually did like 5 seconds of research, you Google it for 1 second, you can find all of the shit they said about Corbyn was exaggerated or complete lies, and it boggled my mind. I cannot believe how people can't just do a bit of independent research instead of reading the fucking Mail or, you know what I mean, or you know, the Sun, you know what I mean? Like, people they'll sit there and read the Sun, and then
these newspapers.
Like, you know, that's bullshit. Yeah.
Well, these are the newspapers, you know, to sell the stories. Unfortunately, so they write anything you want to read, you know, or pay for.
And unfortunately, our country is full of fucking people who think that we're still in the British Empire and that we're a powerful country. When I'm sorry to say, we are not a fucking powerful country anymore. There is no British Empire. We are a small island. We should have stuck with the big island and been a part of a big group. Now we're just this shitty country.
Yeah. I want to ask. Yeah, I wanted to ask because I'm impressed with your vocals. What's the influence for your vocal? Did you have any favorite vocalist?
Oh yeah, Trevor Strnad from Black Dahlia Murder.
Yes.
I think he's one of the best.
Yeah, you already mentioned the name of the band. Yes, because I quite like it. You know, it's like not usual grind vocal, I would say, but it's very fitting. So I like that. Yeah.
Well, yeah. Do you know what? The latest songs I was working on, I was trying to change vocal styles, going for more of a Pig Destroyer kind of yell, if that makes sense. But it's just. It doesn't suit my voice, you know. I hate hearing my voice back. Whereas when
tell me about it.
Yeah, do you know what I mean? Like, everyone hates the sound of their own voice, but when I'm screaming, I can't hear my voice. It just sounds like a scream, you know. So that's what I'm going to stick with, you know. I think that's what I'm.
Yeah, it's not a bad thing, I can tell you. So yeah,
it's just hard to record, man. You know, like I'm not like a trained vocalist or anything, so I'm just doing it how I do it.
Yeah.
And like, I'm like, I could be freezing cold when I start recording. About halfway through a song, recording the vocals, I am just so pumped and sweaty. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, because you put so much effort into screaming. You know, I'm proper going for it. I'm fucking, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. And for 2020, we are in this coronavirus pandemic lockdown. And
Yeah.
what are you doing with the project? In this time, do you record anything? Do you practice anything?
I'm recording. I've got 3 songs at the moment. I might do one more song and just make it like a 4-track EP, or I might just release 3 because I'm not really happy with the 4th song. But I actually still have to go to work. I work in a hospital, so
Yeah.
I still have to go in 5 days a week. So really, what I'm doing is, yesterday I did a little bit of recording, but I'm just saving it for my weekends. I might do a little bit when I get home. I might next weekend.
Yeah. So basically, you mentioned it previously. So you don't plan any live like a performance or any Facebook Live stuff or nothing like that.
Not really. I don't really see this ever being a live project, to be honest. There's no one around that could play it, basically.
Yeah.
Like, I know some great fucking drummers, but I don't know anyone that can play blast beats for fucking 10 minutes. Do you know what I mean? That's serious professional shit. Maybe I do, but I've never asked. I don't know. I know a few drummers, but none of them are really into the grind.
Yeah.
But I've been talking to a couple of people. In fact, I'm talking to that. There was supposed to be an EP coming out. Well, it was going to be recorded about April with a drummer, quite a famous drummer. I'm not going to say who because that's for the future.
Yeah, of course.
Pandemic shit's over. We're going to do it properly. He's going to go into the studio, and we're going to have proper drums, and I'm going to get some better equipment, better PC. Yes. But obviously, this shit happened, so he can't get in the studio. So at the moment, it's all in a bit in limbo. So I'm just going to release my songs I worked on last weekend, basically. In the meantime.
Yeah. So with the gut drill as a project, what do you see as your goal? Is like your mission of the project?
Nothing really. There was never really a goal. It was just kind of, I enjoyed harsh music. I thought I'll release some. I've got some ideas. A couple of my mates liked it, so I thought I'll release it. And then I ran into that drummer I was talking about, and he said it was really good. And I was like, fucking hell, a professional musician likes it. So something there. So I just, when I can be asked, I'll get the laptop out, get the guitar out, see what comes out. Like I say, it usually just happens. I'll either like it, and I'll be like, yes, that's going to be a song, or I'll record a whole song, listen to it back, scrap the whole thing.
Yeah,
the amount of songs I've scrapped, man. I write them, I record the whole fucking thing, map out the drums. It takes hours, and then next day I'll listen to it and be like, what the fuck is that garbage?
Yeah, but yeah, I think you're not alone in that creative process. So yeah, that's understandable.
Yeah, I mean, I suppose, and each artist is their own worst critic. They say, don't they?
Oh yeah, believe me, that's so true. Yeah.
But I'm putting out my songs for free, so I mean, it's just a bit of fun, isn't it?
Yeah. Okay, Mike. So that probably would be all for today, and I'm sure that we will have another talk when you get the new material out, because I'm really interested in it. Yeah. So any final famous word for the viewers?
Listen to Gut Drill. Spend hundreds of pounds on my stuff.
Yeah. Okay. I'll tell people to do that.
Yeah.
Okay. Thanks a lot.
Yeah. Thanks for having me, man.
Thank you. See ya.
Have a good day. See you later.